and the sport?
Obviously, I mean, it's a big deal. It's a substantial moment. I say this a lot, but I try not to think about the huge picture and the huge aspect of it because it can get overwhelming. It's my job to go in there and be focused for those guys and make sure that I'm helping them do the things that will help us win.
The future's bright for her. You know, I hope she just sticks to it and don't give up. You know, one day it may happen, it may not happen, who knows? But, you know, she's definitely on the right road. And, you know, I think everybody here appreciates her.
But the impact that she's had on this organization since she's come here has just gotten, you know, bigger and bigger the more that she's dived into that role.
You know, she really knows her stuff. And obviously she's here for a reason. She's equipped. She's intelligent. The guys have great respect for her. And, you know, I think she's going to be a head coach in this league someday.
She's been great ever since she got in. You know, it's a beautiful thing just to hear her barking out calls, barking out sets. You know, and she's very passionate about the game. So, you know, congrats to her and congrats to our league.
Yeah, an unbelievable moment, Perk. So now that Pop has shown trust in Hammond to lead the team in his absence, is she on track to be Pop's ultimate successor whenever he does choose to retire?
Well, George, you know how the Spurs do things. They're trendsetters. They're the ones that love to do things first. And when you look at how things are going, just think about it. When you watch Becky Hammond when she coached the Summer League team a few years back, she did a phenomenal job. And I do think she is next up in line. I wouldn't be surprised if Pop got thrown out on purpose just to give her this opportunity because 2020 has been so horrible. And he was saying, you know what? We're going to start 2021 off right. But she's ready. The most important thing that I see, besides her knowing the game, is that the respect that she gets from the players. It's not easy coming in as a woman to coach NBA guys and stars, and the respect that she has around the league from everyone is phenomenal. And I do think she's up next for the head coach as San Antonio Spurs when Pop decides to step down.
Yeah, look, to your point, ultimately, game recognizes game, right, Perk? That's the way this works. She's one of the greatest female basketball players we've ever seen. And forget about female. She's one of the greatest basketball players we've ever seen. So she clearly, as you mentioned, is ready for that moment. And look, we're not saying it's happening tomorrow. We're not trying to get rid of you, Pop. But she has clearly shown the ability to handle the position. Now, Hammond wasn't the only person making history last night, as LeBron James, on his 36th birthday, became the first NBA player to ever score at least 10 points in 1,000 consecutive games. That's dating all the way back to 2007. The next two closest in NBA history are Michael Jordan with 866, and of course, the Cap, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 787. Perk, I ain't trying to throw shade at you, but the staff might have. They looked up your longest double-digit scoring streak, and it was 9. Okay, I ain't throwing the shade at you, though, okay? So let me ask you this. What is the significance of LeBron's streak to you?
You know what? Here it is. He turned 36 yesterday, right? And I'm 36 right now. We came into the league together, and he's still reaching milestones and setting NBA records. And I'm so jealous. I actually wanted him to have the worst birthday ever, and it seemed like he hit another milestone to put the icing on the cake and blow the candles out with a side of vanilla ice cream. But what LeBron James is doing, George, is phenomenal. And just to think, he's almost 2 decades in, and he still have a lot left in the tank. This is not the last time that we're going to be talking about him reaching a certain milestone or breaking a certain record. And it's just, it's beautiful to see, and I'm glad that I'm here living to witness this moment, and I'm not taking anything that LeBron James do for granted.
That's a great point. I do think that, Perk, we struggle at times to really just enjoy people in the moment, right? Mm-hmm. We spend so much time debating one thing or another, like, is he the greatest? Is he not the greatest? Where does he rank? This, that, and the other. Man, just appreciate what that dude is doing. What he's done, not only individually, but what he's done for this game, what he's done beyond basketball. There's so many things that you can appreciate about him. But even if you don't want to talk about the stuff outside the court, just appreciate what he's been able to accomplish. If you were building a basketball player in a lab, it would look like LeBron James. If he's out of central casting, okay?
Right.
So that's the way you have to look at this situation when it comes to LeBron James. And I do think that point you made, Perk, is something that we need to focus more on. Whether it's LeBron, whether it's Steph, whether it's any of these superstars that are once-in-a-generation type players.
And absolutely, but look, like, take it a step further. He is the ultimate role model. Like, if I wanted my kids to look up to anybody besides me as a basketball player or as an athlete, as a iconic figure, it would be LeBron James. Just think about how he carries himself on and off the court. A family man, married to his high school sweetheart, raising 3 beautiful kids, raising them the right way, a real father. I know LeBron, so I done been in his home and watch how he interacts with his family and how he set family's time aside. So just watching him grow from knowing him since the age of 13 and watching him become the man that he is off the court is also special. And I believe that we have to appreciate him now, because when he walks away from the game of basketball is really going to miss him.
Yeah, there's going to be a huge void. By the way, Perk, when you had that 9-game double-digit scoring streak, I feel like you could have kept it going if Rondo would have given you the ball more, okay?
Hey, they was hating on me. Man. Hey, look, I always mess with Doc Rivers and tell him, I said, look, man, you held me back from being a franchise guy. You turned me into a role player at an early age. And his response is that, Perk, I made you a winner. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, it wasn't just the big 3 in Boston. It was the big 5. You and Rondo, too. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go. There is no – speaking –
Guys, the Celtics picking up their 3rd win of the season behind a 42-point performance by Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum chipped in with 16 points, but it was Brown's 7 of 10 performance from behind the arc that spearheaded Boston's win over Memphis. All right, now we bring him in. Kendrick Perkins here with us. And Kendrick, I'll start with you here. Who do you believe is the best player on the Celtics roster today?
Well, Charlie, with all due respect to Jason Tatum, I'm a huge fan of Jason Tatum. I think he's a rising star in this league. But so is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Boston Celtics, best all-around player. And now the only edge that Jason Tatum had over Jaylen Brown was his ability to get buckets. Jaylen Brown has took that next step. It's nothing Jaylen Brown can't do offensively that no one else can do in the league. He has 0 flaws in his offensive game. He has a mid-range package. He could slash to the basket. He could drive to the basket with his right or left hand, finish strong at the rim. His 3-point percentage is up. And here's what I knew when I knew that Jaylen Brown took the leap that he is a elite player in this league. It's not this sample size that we're seeing right now. It's what he did last year in the bubble, in the postseason. He was the most consistent player on the Celtic team last year. When Gordon Hayward went out, it was his time to step up. Just think about what he did before the pandemic, averaging 20 points a night and not getting a single play call for him. He was the 4th option, shooting 50% from the field. So coming into this season, it's a reason why in the preseason I picked Jaylen Brown to win Most Improved Player, because I said, 1, finally Gordon Hayward is gone and is finally out of his way. 2, Kemba is hurt. We're going to watch Jaylen Brown emerge into the superstar that he is. And in my opinion, not only is he excellent on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, he's one of one. Could switch 1 through 5 pick and rolls, and is one of the best elite defenders at the wing position that we have in this league. So when I'm looking at this Boston Celtic team, it's no doubt in my mind, with all due respect to Jason Tatum, but Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Boston Celtics.
I don't disagree with you that it's close, but I don't think that that Jaylen Brown has taken the mantle just yet. And I'm not wrong in that. I understand that your basketball experience gives you a little more insight, or a lot more insight than I have. No, I'm not. I'm not wrong. You're not disagreeing with me. You're disagreeing